Welcome to Fresh Air on another one. Welcome to the show. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, wherever you are in this world. I pray that this podcast will have some concernment, clarity, and something for you to take with you as you go on your journey. Uh, First, I want to thank a lot of people across all platforms that have still showed their love and support for me, and not only me, but also taking into your own creation and your life, and started really diving into, finding ourselves focused in the moment where we can feel like we're a part of something, where we can get better, where we're not wasting our time, we're not getting stagnant, we're not getting too distracted and just, distractions. There's a few things I want to also talk about. Is like, algorithm sometimes pushes me right back into somebody that has been watching my channel or has seen my channel. What that means is if you spend enough time around my channel, basically the natural algorithm will basically suggest your channel if it's somewhat similar to my content. Similar in, got some music, maybe got some, some talk on there. You share, and you're trying your best to share a message and share, a thought that this too is possible. It's possible in a lot of different ways. It's possible for a lot of people to find their best self as long as they take the necessary steps and believe that it's not going to be easy at first, but when you start getting there, it's going to feel like getting high for the first time. Like God got you high, because a lot of things will start being like supernatural messages. A lot of people are like, oh, don't listen to your thoughts. Well, when you practice long enough, you learn to understand when it's your discernment and when it's not. When it's your ego taking over, or your feelings are hurt and you're working out of a different chakra. Not working out of a place of love or respect, you're working out of, somewhat of arrogance, because our ego or our emotions and how we think we should be progressing is challenged by somebody else, based on just listening to somebody else. And that's sometimes the truth. Let me give you a good example. Let's say you're in a low vibration mood, you're sad, lonely, just can't get out of the funk. Now, if you put on one of my songs, depending on your emotion, you're going to hear it differently. And that goes with any music. You're going to listen to that track differently. Your vibes are going to just either be with you or they're not. When you're vibing, it feels like everything's connecting. A lot of intuition is telling you what's around you before it even happens. So what I mean is, like, when you feel like your creativity is at its prime point where you can hit record and talk about, important things that are going on in my life and share it with others, at least let them know that we're all in this together, regardless of what side you want to pick. I've been given the opportunity to see things for what they're worth, like a Rubik's cube or a cube. I see things from. I try my best to sometimes, when I feel challenged, look outside my comfort zone to find a different way of looking at the situation I'm up against. And so, what does that look like? Basically, if I don't understand somebody, or I feel a certain way, I feel like it's triggering my thoughts, where I want to rebuttal or I want to say something, I have to challenge myself. Remember, God gave you eyes to see and ears to hear. So while you're listening, you can also see. And while you're talking, you can also still see too. But you're also seeing reaction and body movements from the others around you when you talk. And over time, it gets better and better because you bring something interesting to the table to talk about. Not everybody wants to hear about what I talk about. I get that. And sometimes, maybe when I, start spouting out and talk about things, sometimes you just want to get 100 things off your mind to talk about because you feel like it's important to share. But then it gets all messed up. And so that's where sometimes we have to take with a grain of salt. Like, not every day we're going to be perfect in how we speak. Not every day we're going to be in our, 100%. And not every day are we going to be right. Not every day we're going to be wrong. Not every day. There's a lot of things that not every day. You know what I'm saying? When you start seeing that, you start seeing your growth yourself. And that's why when I make it a point to talk about the important things of mind control, that takes practice. It takes time to realize when you're in the flow, the intuition starts coming in. You start really connecting to the divine and you start hearing those messages and you speak the best you can as God told you to. Meaning, we're not going to do scriptures, according to, and for me, I'm saying I'm not going to do a prophecy or I do basically testimonies and sermons, and I speak on my behalf what kind of powers I believe I possess. The powers to create, the powers to lead, the powers to lead by example, powers to have discernment to understand the right wrong, the powers to also create a better life in my life. Basically how I see things and how I view things has transformed the way I look at life. That's honest. Some days I'm going to be on point, some days I'm not. That's where I have to get back to understand, okay, I have to tighten up on some of my duties. I have to do some meditation once in a while. But remember this. You can't always be 100% in your purpose because it'll just make you lose your mind. Just like if you had a job. You work in America, it's like 8 hours, standard 8-hour shift is a day's worth of work. Well, do you leave work at work or do you take it home with you? You continue working at home. It's a good point. Find the parts of the day that best suits you to find your flow, your creative mind, your ambition. There could be sometimes a radio station that triggers a thought too. Oh, I want to talk about that. Oh, I want to talk about this. Sometimes it's just saying hi. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you're doing. I know it's a battle out there, and a lot of people are looking for that clarity and understanding, like you're doing the right thing. And sometimes when I sit back for a couple of days, it's not that I'm always like doing research or learning my craft or things like that. It's just you need a break once in a while from the turmoil. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how, also if you're furred up, meaning you have your conversation with God and ask for discernment, you feel a certain way, how can I better get through this? And usually, generally, like I said, he'll answer as long as it's for the greater good and purpose, and so I can perform to the best of my ability. If there's a purpose greater than ourselves, we have to believe in a power greater than ourselves and have faith. We believe. We have faith. We believe. We have faith. We're standing on faith the best we can. And that's hard to do when you got everything left and right seeming to go against, not go against, but I feel that a lot of people do care. A lot of people do see the talent that a lot of chosen ones have. A lot of people are starting to see the resilience. We drum to the same tune, you know what I'm saying, and we try to keep it straightforward and love and light and respect, care for people. I mean, it's not rainbows and butterflies and being all caught up in the clouds type stuff. I'm talking about you have the discernment to understand what you're going through. You've tried plenty of different tribulations of how you look at it, and you can still come back to the same synopsis, and you say, dang, I guess I still am wrong about something. You know what I'm saying? We have to take our wrongs and properly admit it. You know what I'm saying? And we have to try our best every day to do our best. To open that door for people that maybe never had that opportunity to understand what that door meant. You know, and that door is an opportunity that God gave to you. God's given it to you. Just imagine a door, right? And on the other side of that door opens, the door opens, and it's really bright, and it's very, really, really, really overwhelming. But you take a step towards that door because you have faith. You take a step towards that door because you have belief. And you take a step towards that door because you see in others the miracles working through just taking some simple steps. Just finding that peace within ourselves. It's possible for you too. And I couldn't do it without my higher self, God above. And who you pray to, I pray that you will find a clarity in who you pray. And that means know the truth, the right and wrongs. Know the two differences from the dark and the light. Understand where we lie, where we're sitting, and where we entertain certain energies. Energy. I'm getting tired. Apologize for the yawn. But it's been a long journey, and I promise. It's one day at a time to be your best self. Moving forward, you can leave a lasting impression on this world for a good reason. You're a part of something greater than yourself. You've had faith, and you believed in it, and you kept going forward. Stayed strong and steadfast in your purpose. And I want to thank a lot of people out there to continually doing what you're doing by just being yourself. See, that's the thing. We don't have to point out specific people. We just collectively know how to kind of discern what's going on, what's our next move, what's our next opportunity to relay a message. So here I pray that you will have no weapon formed against you or prosper. I pray that you will find a higher self in your discernment and in your journey. I pray that you will enjoy your journey. I pray that the moments that God has for you will shine bright on you where you cannot deny the truth that He's living through you. He can live through you. The Spirit of the Holy Ghost is within all of us. We have to lighten it up. We have to wake it up. We have to wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up to our purpose. Today's today. Yesterday's yesterday. Tomorrow's tomorrow. But when you really understand that right now is infinity, that's where all the knowledge is at. Focused. Listening. Being a believer. God bless. Have a wonderful day. This is Fresh Air. Take care. Until next time, just subscribe and hit the bell. Talk to you later.